Keystone Dovetail saw. Yes, it is a back saw. Back saw is the kind of saw that it is because it has this back on it. But it's also a dovetail saw because it's very small. Now, some people call them dovetail saws, some people call them tenon saws. I don't have a dovetail saw. I have several tenon saws. So I'm going to call this my dovetail saw because that's what I'm going to use it for. This is also a dovetail saw. This is a dedicated dovetail saw. Also sometimes called a gents saw. This one is definitely a Henry Disston. Has it engraved right into the saw plate. This one's going to take a little more work. Somebody hit it against something and actually smashed the teeth right there in the center. This is another saw that's in the stack. This came out of a garage sale too. It's in a little better shape than this one. It's kind of rusty. Evidently they stored it with this plate down like that so that the rust is all on the top. So I'm going to be able to clean this one up fairly easy. I don't think I even have to sharpen this one because the teeth are in pretty good shape. This one has teeth that are set up to cut in either direction. It doesn't cut either direction very well. This one has teeth that are set up to cut on the push. So I'm going to use this one hopefully more often than that one because I'm not real wild about the way this one cuts. To bring this one back into working condition, first thing I need to do is remove the handle. I want to get the gray paint off of it because it just looks tacky. This is a Torx screwdriver bit. Don't do this at home, kids. It's not the right thing. You can damage your screwdriver. Ideally, I would have gone and gotten the proper tool, which would be a pin punch, and pushed it out of there. Pinpoint punch is in the garage, and I didn't want to walk. Now that I have the handle off, I can clean up the saw plate and see what that etch looks like. I'm kind of interested. This one is not that bad a condition underneath the handle, and that just shows what happens if you do minor protection for your saws and just keep them covered with something. I'm going to have to glue that back into position and close that gap up. That's just something that happened in the wood, stress relieved in it over the years. It just cracked. It's not where it was dropped or banged or beat up. Humidity does things to wood, and that's one of the end results. So while I do the plate, I can let the glue be drying on this. So first thing I need to do is go get the glue. I use Titebond 3. The reason I use Titebond 3 is it's what I have. And the reason I have it is I don't have to worry about which job I'm doing, whether I've got glue that'll handle it, if it's waterproof, if it does what it needs to do. Titebond 3 glues everything. It's water resistant. It's not waterproof. Nothing is waterproof. Water is a universal solvent. So if you have water in the situation, it will destroy whatever it is you're working on. Okay, I'm going to put a little shim in there. I'm going to put some glue on it. I'm going to wipe the glue down into the gap. And I'm going to use my favorite application tool, which is my finger. Just squeegee it down into the hole. Now I can see I got glue coming in on the inside and glue on the outside. If I squish those together, out comes the glue. So now I'm going to take a rag and wipe out the excess glue. Now that I've glued it all together, I'm going to leave it sit for a day. 2 hours is minimum. I could probably start working with it in 2 hours, but I'm going to be cleaning the blade and doing other things, and I'm probably not going to get back to it for at least a day.